Welcome to the second part of our Python for Beginners tutorial. If you haven't watched the first part yet, be sure to check the description below for the link and start from the beginning. Functions are like small tools that perform a specific task. If you give it an input, it gives you an output. You can use many built-in Python functions. Print function is used to display output. Whatever you write within parentheses will be shown as the output. If we write here hello world within double quotation, it will return hello world as output. Also, if you want to show any variable, just place the variable inside the parentheses. Let's create a variable named color and set its value as red. Now, if we place color within the parentheses, the print function will return its value red as output. Also, you can join multiple variables with this function. For example, write a text here within the quotation. The color of apple is, insert a comma, place the variable color. Execute the cell, it returns, the color of apple is red. Type function takes input and tells us what the data type of this input is. You have to write the input within the parentheses. If you put here any strings, then execute the cell, it returns that the input is a string. If you write here any whole number, it returns that the input is integer. Type function also takes variables. Let's create a variable and set a decimal value for it. Now, place the variable within the parentheses. Execute the cell, it returns that the input is a float. The round function helps us to round any float into an integer format. Input a float here. It rounds the float and returns a whole integer number. Max function finds the maximum number from the inputs. Let's input 5, 6, 7, and 8 within the parentheses. Then run the cell. It returns 8 as 8 is the maximum among the inputs. The length function returns how many characters a string variable has or how many items a list has. Type hello within the parentheses as a string. Run the cell, it returns 5, as the word hello has 5 characters. Let's create a list with 4 fruit names. Now, inside the parentheses, call the fruit list. It returns 4, as the list has 4 items in it. Now, let's create your own function. Type def, then give a name to the function. Here we are naming it as greet. Give parentheses and then colon. On the next line, call the print function and within parentheses, type your desired output. Here we are writing a string, hello world. Execute the cell. It creates a function named greet. Now whenever we will call the function greet, it will print hello world. Go to a new cell and call the function greet. Provide parentheses. Now if we run it, it returns hello world. We can also put a variable inside the function. While defining the function, within the parentheses, set a variable. Let's name the variable as user. Now in the print function, type hello, then give a comma, and then place the variable user. So this time, when you call the function, inside the parentheses, set a value for the variable user. Let's set Alex. Now, if we run the code, it returns hello with the user variable, which is Alex. If we give it a different name, David, the function prints hello David. Let's create another function. Name it calculation. Within parentheses, define 2 variables, x and y. When we call the function, it will print x plus y. Now call the function calculation within parentheses. For x, set 2, and for y, set 5. Run the cell, it returns 7. Now let's make our program think using something called conditional statements. An if statement checks whether a condition is true or false, and based on that, it runs certain parts of your code and skips others. First, create a variable age. Then define the if statement. Type if, call the variable age, input greater than operator, then 17, then type a colon. In the next line, call the print function, then within parentheses, type you are an adult. This means that if the variable is greater than 17, the statement will return you are an adult. Now, let's assign 18 to the age variable and run the cell. It returns you are an adult because the condition has been met. The variable age is greater than 17. If you assign 13 to the age variable, it returns nothing as the condition hasn't been met. Now, when the condition does not match, we want to show another result. So, add here else and then a colon. In the next line, call the print function, then within the parentheses, type you are a minor. It means that if the age is not greater than 17, the statement will return you are a minor. Again, assign 13 to the age variable and execute. It returns you are a minor. Now, let's handle the if statement with multiple conditions. Create a variable marks. Then define the if statement. Type if, call the marks variable, input greater than equal to operator, then 90, then give a colon. In the next line, call the print function, and within the parentheses, type grade A+. This means if the marks is above 89, the logic will return grade A+. Next, type else if marks is greater than equal, then 80, then print grade A. This means, in this case, if the marks is between 80 to 89, the logic will return grade A. Similarly, else if greater than equal 60, then print grade B. Else if greater than equal 50, then print then grade C. And if none of these conditions are met, then type else, then give a colon. In the next line, print you have failed. This means if the marks variable is less than 50, the logic will return you have failed. Now, if you assign 95 to the marks variable, the logic returns A+. If you assign 82, it returns A. If assigned 51, returns C. And if assigned less than 50, it returns you have failed. A for loop is used when we want to repeat a block of code multiple times, especially when we want to go through a list or a sequence of items one by one. Let's see how it works. First, create a list variable, colors. Store the items in this list: red, green, blue, and yellow. We will print each of the items one by one with the help of for loops. Now write for, then a temporary variable, let's call it x. Then write in, followed by our list colors, then add a colon. In the next line, write the print function, and inside it, place our temporary variable x. Execute the code. Python goes through each item in the list one by one and print each on a new line. The temporary variable x is like a placeholder. As the loop goes through each item of the list, it stores one item at a time. So in the first round, x holds the value red. In the second round, it holds green, and in the third, it becomes blue. Each time the loop runs, the temporary variable is updated with the next item in the list. Now, let's try loops with the range function. For x, in range, give parentheses. In the next line, print x. Now, if you want to print a sequence of numbers from 0 to 9, let's input 10 within the range function. The temporary variable will hold and print from 0 to 9 one by one. If you want to start the sequence from 3 and continue till 9, within the parentheses, first input 3, then a comma, and then 10. You can also include a step value to control how the number increases in the sequence. Within the range, first input 0, then 22, then 3. Now run the function. The output is like 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, and etc. Here, the sequence starts from 0 and moves in steps of 3 and go up to 21. Now, look at this function. The loops print from 0 to 9. But what if you want to stop the sequence in 3? After the for statement, go to the next line, write if, then the x variable, then equal 4, then add a colon, and in the next line, write break. Now if you run this, the loop will print from 0 to 3 instead of 0 to 9, as we are breaking the loop at 3. Now if you want to skip number 3, write here x equal 3, and then instead of break, write continue. Run the code, the loop will print from 0 to 9, except number 3. Unlike the for loop, which runs a fixed number of times, the while loop keeps running as long as a condition is true. Let's see an example. Create a variable named x and set its value to 0. Write the while loop statement. Write while, then call the variable x less than operator, then input 5, add a colon. In the next line, print the x variable. Then in the next line, x is equal to x plus 1. This will increase the x variable by 1. This means as long as x is less than 5, the loop will keep printing the value of x and increase it by 1 each time the loop runs. Execute the code. It starts from 0, then print 1, 2, 3, and 4. But when the value of x is 5, the condition is no longer true. So the loop stops. Again, if you set the condition less than 10 and increase the value of x by 2, it will print from 0. Each time the loop runs, the variable will increase by 2, and it will continue till the condition is true.